With the FISCHFRIGHT update just around the corner, the developers of Fisch did have a conversation where they leaked some cool information about it. If you don't already know, FISCHFRIGHT is one of the most sought after Fisch updates. Last year it released things like the Nessie or even the Haunted Rod. Well, the YouTuber Uno2 actually had a conversation with some of the Fisch devs on a Discord stage. So we're going to take a look at some of the information they said and go over it.
Has anyone seen the Fabulous Rod? You guys can keep an eye out for that one. The quest for it's gonna be absolutely horrible, but it's whatever, bro.
So people were asking what the next developer rod is going to be that's going to come into the game, and Nick has revealed that it's going to be the Fabulous Rod. The rod looks pretty cool. It's really big and it kind of just floats behind your character rather than being on your back. You can see the different stats on the rod here, and when you fish with it, the control bar is max size. It has slashes, so it fills up the progression bar pretty quickly. However, once it's officially released, most certainly going to be nerfed like all the other developer rods.
I have a lot planned for it. Oh, it'll be completely new, but like it'll make sense, but you can kind of expect this, like a couple things to be very similar. The entire map should be Halloween themed, and there should be a separate area entirely as well.
So now on to FISCHFRIGHT. The person was asking for some information about it. Nick said that there is a lot planned for it. There is going to be a completely new bestiary for it. However, he did say to expect some things to be similar. If I had to assume, I assume it's going to be similar events to the Nessie, but not the Nessie exactly. He also wants to make the whole map like Halloween themed. So I'm curious if he means literally every island, because that would be pretty cool. However, what everyone was wondering if there was a brand new island similar to the Fishmas event, and there is indeed going to be a separate island. So overall, not too much information about this, which is a good thing. We want to be surprised, but I am glad that there is going to be a separate island for it, and it's going to be similar to last year's, because last year's was super hyped up, and a lot of people, especially new players, are probably looking forward to it.
Okay, guys, I'm going to increase the level cap. That's the thing. It's a guarantee at this point,
Oh,
but I'm
I know.
also not going to do it the same way it was done before, where you put an overpowered rod at a significantly higher level than the last level cap, for example, or just in general. I don't think any good rod should be like level locked beyond level 1,000, in my opinion. I'd like to put rods at the levels, but they're going to be like silly, like trophy rods.
So the level cap's going to be increased, but Nick interestingly said that he doesn't want to make it so that there's going to be OP rods that are level gated, at least past level 1,000. But he does like the idea of having some sort of cosmetic or like trophy rods, as he said. So they'll just be like cool looking rods and have maybe some mid stats to them, but they're just going to be cool to kind of show off.
I want to make a storage system just where you can put anything in your inventory into it, just at all anyways. Yeah, just do like a second inventory, but it'd be in your like personal aquarium, just like a little chest.
So a storage slash bank system he mentioned, and I think that does sound pretty cool. I don't know fully the idea he has in his head, but I do have a ton of stuff in my inventory that I want to keep, but I don't want them in my inventory because it just clogs it up. So I don't know if there's maybe going to be some sort of building or just a UI like the aquarium button, but I do like the idea.
What I want to do is I kind of want to have the angler actually be relevant in game, so you have a motivation to like use him. The money reward you get from him should be like actually like reasonable, so that you actually want to use him. But also I want him to give you like exclusive items, like equipment that you wouldn't get anywhere else, just randomly, kind of like the Terraria angler, if that makes sense.
So the angler being buffed, I'm actually super excited to hear some information about this. He essentially wants to base it off of the Terraria angler, where you can just farm the angler quests and they kind of scale as you go. That way the money is actually worth your time, and then you can get exclusive rewards randomly, so like boats, maybe rod skins, maybe a rod. The way the angler is actually finally useful in this game.
I'd like to expand on it more. Once it's more polished and people actually enjoy it, I'd like to add more areas that have like roaming fish for spearfishing and whatnot.
So spearfishing is kind of useless right now, at least in my opinion. He actually talked quite a bit about it, but I didn't include all of it. But long story short, he does want to expand it. He doesn't like how it turned out. He wants there to be more feedback when you're actually spearfishing, so it feels more alive, I guess. There overall just needs to be like a reason for players to want to go out and spearfish.
We can't make like copyrighted rods like that fully public. I mean, we can do like giveaways and like stuff like that, but we cannot do full release. Like my rod as well, like that cannot be fully released because it's copyrighted, sadly.
So the Miku rod will not be officially releasing, for anybody curious. They did put out an announcement during one of the admin abuses saying if they hit 1 million players, they'd make it obtainable, but they were just joking because due to copyright, they cannot officially release it. However, they can still give it away through like giveaways and stuff like that.
Is there any Roblox games that you guys would want Fish to collaborate with. I've spoken to Please Donate and I've spoken to Rivals about stuff.
We should totally do like a Terraria collab.
That would be hella hard.
So Nate wants to do collabs with games. He mentioned he was already talking with Rivals and Please Donate. So in Please Donate, there would probably be a booth like the Pet Simulator collab. And then in this game, I'm not sure what they would add exactly. And then they want to collab with Rivals, which obviously these are two completely different games. However, they mentioned some sort of fish with guns and stuff like that. I guess that could be kind of cool. They were asking people for suggestions on what games they would want. Some people were requesting Bee Swarm Sim. And somebody asked about a Terraria collab. Nate said it would be really hard to do, but Power World was an indie game and they did an official collab with Terraria. So I feel like, honestly, if the right people talk, Terraria could officially be licensed in this game. And if you didn't know, I actually started my come up on Terraria. So I would actually really like to see something like that happen in this game.
Low-key, should we have that, guys? Who wants us to add flying and riding in
Oh my
fish?
God, no.
Like, riding like bigger fish would be cool, but like...
So I wanted to include this as well because I think it is kind of a funny idea. He obviously said the flying fish as a joke, but he did mention it would be cool to actually be able to ride some of the bigger fish. So my input on this is I don't think you should be able to ride every big fish, but there should be a specific fish somewhere where you are able to ride it. Just make it incredibly rare. It'll add a whole new demand for that type of item because it has a unique ability. I don't know. You guys can let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. Yeah, I think the future of Fish is looking bright. I'm super glad that the game came back, obviously. If you guys are new around here, I'd appreciate it a lot if you would drop a sub with notifications on. I do live streams and stuff where I launch nukes on stream and we'd go over the updates together and stuff like that. So you can also join the Discord, which is going to be the first link in the description, and you can come hang out with me in there. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one.